Hello everyone, my name is Ming Sheng. I'm from Meticulously. So today I'll be showing you how to do installation of Birdy Rear Rack. So for Birdy Rear Rack itself, it comes in two different kind of models. So we have the models for the G3 frame, and the other model itself is for the Birdy New Classic. So it's very important for you to purchase the correct rack so that you install on the right model of your Birdy bikes. So for instance, for Birdy G3 rack, you will not be able to install on the classic bike. Likewise for the same, for a Birdy classic rack, you cannot install on a G3 frame. So right now I'll show you these two models to tell what's the difference between these two. So on your left hand side, this is the classic rack, and on your right hand side, this is the G3 rack. So one look at it, you can tell that the front part of the classic rack, this part is the main difference. So you have this portion that you can grab hold of the rack. So when you're unfolding this part, you can use it to have a better control when you are doing the unfolding, or to fold the bike, or to simply hold the rack. So for the G3 itself, this part is basically a flat design. Then the other part that is different for the G3 rack is that at the end of the rack itself, there's this part here that you can attach easy wheel at the back. So when you are folding the bike, you can attach the wheel at the back, so you can roll the bike with the rack installed on the bike itself. Okay. So whereas for the classic, at the back of the rack, you can see that there's no threading for you to install easy wheel at the back. So for this model, you will not be able to install easy wheel at the side. The weight of the wheel rack itself with the bolts and screw is 627 grams. And also, if you are interested to get the easy wheel, this will be the additional weight that will add on to the rack, is 791 grams. Okay, so for the rack itself, it comes with the standard components, the parts over here. So basically, you'll be getting 2 long screws, 2 black washer, 2 brushing, or you can call this bearing, 3 washer, also bolt that come with it if you want to install the easy wheel. So these are the standard items that come with the G3 rack. Yeah, so you have 2 washer, 2 spacer, 2 long screw, 2 easy wheel, and the last thing will be this Velcro stripe. So this is used for secure your rear wheels to your main frame, just in case that it unfolds by itself. You can use this to secure to the rear frame itself. So for today's installation video, I'll be using this set of tool over here. So I'll be using a 10mm wrench followed by a flat screwdriver. Next up will be the Wera tool. This will be something that you want to use it when you are doing installations, and I wouldn't encourage you to use those cheap Allen keys. When you are doing the installation, there might be a possibility that it might damage certain part of the bicycle in the process of doing the installations. So you'll be able to differentiate the sizes when you're doing installations. Next up will be grease. So when you're installing the rack, certain part of the installations, you probably will need to use a little bit of grease. So when you have grease to do installations, it smoothens the installations, and next time when you want to remove any of these parts, it's also easier for you to remove. Okay, before the start of the installation of the rear rack, there are a few things that we need to remove and to reposition. So the first thing will be the repositioning of the support clamp. Okay, why I need to reposition it is because when you install the rear rack over here, the rack kind of get in the way, so you'll not be able to move your support clamp freely. So you'll have issue to loosen it, to adjust it, because it's hitting the side of the rear rack. So in order to prevent this, what we need to do is to change the position of the support clamp. So first thing, we open up the support clamp first. Then we take out the support, because if you don't take out the support, this thing will slip downwards. Okay, so we remove the whole thing. Then you can see that once you open up the clamp, there's an Allen key at these positions. Okay, so we need to take a 2.5mm Allen key to take out this piece of screw. Okay, to remove it, just simply turn anti-clockwise. Okay, so right now we remove the screw already. Then I'll remove the whole seat post clamp for you to have a look at the frame. Yeah, so this is basically the screw to secure to this part of the frame, so that once you install this screw, your support clamp will not be able to move, so you'll station in these positions. There are 2 holes over here, so we need to shift the support clamp position. So we have to make sure that this part of the hole align with the one in front, so you have to turn this over. Okay, so once you align it, shift it downwards. And sometimes if your clamp is too tight, you just need to loosen the tension, so you just turn anti-clockwise. After you try to slot this thing again. So make sure that this part of the support clamp groove is pointing forward this way. Okay. So once you're aligned with the second hole, what you need to do next is to pull back the screw. Okay. So take a 2.5 mm Allen key, tighten it. How tight should we do it? Just make sure that it's hand tight and it doesn't drop off easily. That will do. Don't need to be too tight. Okay, so once you pull back the screw, just make sure that you check on the clamp, make sure it's tight. This is screw loose, so we turn clockwise over here to make it tighter. So that when you are riding, your seat post will not slip. So we keep trying. Okay, this should be the right tension. Okay, so after you're done with this rack, you can put your seat post back, slide in, and you just try to tighten again. Make sure that it's gripping well. Okay, so after you are done with the repositioning of the seat post clamp, next thing that you need to do is to remove these two black stopper. There's one on the other side, so we will remove the right side first. So what you need to do is to take a flathead screwdriver to pry this thing open. Okay, so when you're taking this black stopper out, you have to be a little bit patient. Just gently push this out. So for the removal of the stopper, you need to do like a multiple attempt, and you keep trying until the thing come out. Yeah. So this is the black stopper. So this needs to be removed from the frame itself. Okay. So after you're done with this, then do it for the other side as well. Okay. So right now we will be installing these two bushing on this part of the rear triangle. But before we can do that, we will need to apply a little bit of grease on the bushing so that it's easier for us to do installations, and if next time we were to remove it, it's also much more easier as well. Okay, so what you need to do is to take a little bit of grease. If you don't have grease, it's okay, you just need to get any kind of lubricants. Just apply a little bit of grease on this part of the surface. Because right now I'm using a white brush, so it's easier for me to apply it directly to the bushing itself. But if you have a smaller brush, you want to put it into the rear triangle, you can do so as well. Okay, so after you are done with the first one, you do the same thing for the second one. So just apply a little bit of grease on it. So before we can install the bushing, we need to use one of the short screw. So for the packaging itself, right, it comes with two kinds of screw. So we will be using the shorter screw. So the longer one, you can just put it one side first. Okay, so there are two ways that you can basically do the installation of the bushing. So one way is basically you can put the bushing over here. Then after you can use a hammer to knock this in. But I personally find that this way is a little bit not so safe, because when you use hammer, there's a tendency that you might knock on different area and you might scratch your frame. Yeah, so hammer, I will not advise you to do so. Instead, we'll be using the screw. Okay, so right now I'll show you a more close-up details of how I sort this bushing and screw orientations, so they have a better understanding. Okay, so the first thing, make sure that you take this part of the bushing. The outer layer should be the one that you insert in first. Okay, after that you insert the long screw into the rear triangle. Then the other side you have to flip this around, put it in these positions, followed by a bolt at the end. So basically it's like a mirror image. So after you get the orientation correct, what we need to do next is to take the bolt to secure to the end of the screw. So you just secure this way, then just turn a few rounds. Make sure that the bolt doesn't drop out from the screw itself. Okay, so what we are doing now is like a clamping method. So basically we will need to use a 5mm Allen key and a 10mm wrench. So instead of 5mm Allen key to the screw, then you use your 10mm wrench to hold on to the bolt, then you secure by turning the Allen key. Okay, so right now you can see that the more I tighten, this part of the bush will get closer into the frame itself. So that's what we're trying to achieve. So when you feel that it's a bit hard to turn, you can also insert Allen key this way. then continue to turn clockwise to make it further in. Then you can see that you are almost there already. So just keep turning. Okay, so how we know when to stop? So basically, when you are tightening with the Allen key, you feel that you need to use more strength, or you cannot turn anymore. That's an indication that it's coming to an end. So what you need to do next is to remove the screw, the bolt, and the spacer itself. So this time around, what we need to do is to do the reverse way. We need to turn anti-clockwise to loosen the screw, take out the bolt and spacer. Okay, so we keep doing that. Personally, I find that this way of installing the bushing is much more safer, but it requires a bit more time. Okay, then you can feel that once it's getting looser and looser, we are almost there. Okay, so now we are able to remove the end bolt. Then we take out the spacer, followed by the long screw. Then you can see that the bushing is all installed to the frame itself. Now we do the installation of the top portion of the rack. So in order to do so, we have to take out the long screw. So in the packaging itself, it will come in two different kind of size. So we will need to use the longer one, then the shorter one we keep aside. After which, to install, we need to insert this small piece of washer inside it. Then we can take the rack out. So this is the rear rack. So what you need to do is to align it to the frame. Just insert it and push out about 10 mm. Then after you take a black spacer, you insert inside. Then after you slot this all the way in. Okay, so after you're done with this side, you do the same thing for the other side. Insert another black washer. Place it in between the frame and the rack, then insert the screw in. Make sure that it's aligned. Then after that, take a 5 mm Allen key, tighten the screw over here. Because for the other side itself is threaded, so there will be no bolts that required for the other end. So you just keep tightening. You can feel that the rack will be secured to the frame itself. Then once you feel that it's tight, just do the last bit by tightening a little bit more. And with the two black washers inside, you can see that the top portion of the rack can move a bit more freely. Okay, so basically this is how it's done. After you tighten with the screw, with the two spacer in between, you can see that the rack will be able to move freely. This is very important because when you are doing the folding and unfolding, this part of the rack requires it to fold up and down so that your bike will be able to fold very compact. So the next step, what we're going to do is to extend this part of the rack outwards. Then we will lower down the rack stay, push it forward, align it with the bushing that we did just now. Okay, so after that, take a short screw, insert in, and try to push it all the way in. So if you find that there's a lot of resistance, you're not able to push in, you can take a 5 mm Allen key. Just try to tighten it this way, although there's no threading inside. But personally, I find that it's easier to screw it all the way in when you use the Allen key. So right now you can see that the other part of the screw is protruding out. This is a good sign. So continue to push it in. So once it's in, push out, you insert a washer. And because the stay itself is not threaded, so you need to secure it with a nut. So you can turn a few rounds, make sure it's secure. It doesn't drop out. Okay. So the final step to secure this long screw is that you need to have a 5 mm Allen key, and you notice that when I try to tighten, the other end of the nuts is spinning as well. So in order to stop that, we take a 10 mm wrench, hold it in position, then you tighten. Then for the last bit, you do another round of tightening. Make sure that it's tight. How tight we do. And you're done with the installation of this screw. So when you install a wheel rack, most of the customers, they will want to have an easy wheel that allows them to roll the bike. So when you install the easy wheel setup, it comes with a long screw, a black spacer, a washer, and the wheel itself. Okay, so right now I show you the correct orientation to put all these parts together. So you need to take the long screw out, take the silver washer, slot this in. Then attach it to the wheel itself. Then from the other end, slot the spacer inside. So this will be the correct orientation. Now you can go ahead and install it on the rack itself. Take a 5mm Allen key, screw it all the way in. Okay, so the last bit, just do a hand tight. Okay, then after you just repeat the same step for the other side. The 5mm Allen key, tighten it all the way in. Okay, so the last bit also, remember, tighten with a little bit more force. Just make sure that it's hand tight. So this is basically how you install a rear rack. Just a small tips. Where you are installing the rear rack itself, you find that the joints is a little bit stiff. What you can do is you can apply some lubricants on the joint area so that it will be smoother. But along the way, when you are using it more frequent, you can feel that the folding will be a lot more smoother. Okay, so after you're done with the installation of the rear rack, you'll be asking yourself like what are the best options that you want to consider to proceed with the racks. So my personal favorite is the oblique trap back, because I find that not only that it's very easy to mount it on the rack, the back is water resistant, and also it can put a lot of things inside your t-shirt, your clothes, pair of shoes, bottle, that kind of things. So simply just put on top of the rack. There's a lever at the side. Just press it down, release, and the thing is really mounted on the rack itself, and you can see that it's very sturdy, and the bag will not be able to drop so easily. So we come to the end of this installation video. I hope you find it useful. I will see you in the next installation video.